What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome back to Disc Golf Justice. We got the final stage of the mid-range battle today. This time I'm gonna be comparing the MVP Simon Lizottl Hex to none other than the Discmania Simon Mind Bender. Which Simon mid-range is gonna be the best? I ended up trading a friend a disc to get this Mind Bender, and it was my first time ever holding a Mind Bender, and I gotta say, it's really on par with the Hex. Like, I still think the Hex is maybe slightly better. I'm talking in terms of hands feel. The Hex is still slightly better, but I'm honestly very, very surprised at this Mind Bender, how good it feels in the hands. So we're gonna battle these out over 5 holes using nothing but these discs. Maybe we'll be able to see a few differences between the two discs. Maybe the Mind Bender's a little flippier or vice versa. So I'm here at the North Ride Common. I'm gonna do a bit of random holes today, just holes that I think would be good for a mid-range. We're gonna start out on hole 1 because I do think it is a good hole. It's 282 feet dead straight. OB left of the trees on the left, OB right of the trees on the right. Since the Hex has won the last 2 battles, it's gonna start off on the box. Put that on some Annie. That needs to come out of it. Yeah, we're fine. It's safe. It's safe. That's all I care about. For the Mind Bender, I'm honestly very, very surprised at how good this feels in the hand. There's no slacker on the stamp either. Oh, nose up. Nose up. So the Mind Bender came up slightly short and the Hex is just right there. It's actually slightly pin higher, if not even with the pin. The Mind Bender came up shorter than the Hex, mostly because I threw it nose up. Let's see if we can't put this putt in there. Nope. Nope, not that one. And the Hex here is pretty even with the pin, just about circle's edge, so a little bit closer than the other one was. Oh! Oh man, I hate starting out with a par on this hole because it just seems so birdieable. And when I par it, I'm just like, what are you doing? You know? Hole 3 next, 261 feet, pretty short hole. You got OB in this little brush pile here and OB left of this tree line. I'm just gonna give a nice, how you going straight right at the basket with both of these. That might be launched. I need that to sit down. Oh no, it's fine. It's right next to the basket. Those trees kind of helped it, but it was sitting down anyway. The old Mind Bender. Oh. Oh. It's not horrible, but that was not a great shot. You missed my line pretty bad on that one. Hand came up quite a bit short. And if you look up there, the Hex is freaking parked for birds. This has got to be a big putt. We're outside the circle. I can jump putt. I'm gonna give this a solid run. We got to make this. No. Remember when I said I was gonna give that a solid run? Hex take it, birdie, and the Mind Bender gonna take a par again. Well, the Hex gonna take a 1-stroke lead there. I'm gonna do hole 5 next, 202 feet, but it's uphill and you got a low ceiling. So it's actually a pretty tricky hole to get it up, but down at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a pretty good kick from that tree because it wasn't looking that great. Haven't been throwing the Mind Bender too well yet today, but let's see if we can change that here. Sneak, sneak. Couldn't sneak enough. Well, neither of these were able to make it up through these trees, so both of these are outside the circle. This can be a tricky hole. I don't usually get the birdie on this too often, to be honest. Oh, I thought I had that for a split second. Mind Bender got behind this tree. I mean, we still got a pretty clear look. Still outside the circle. It's all about the follow through. Yes, all about that follow through. Hey, that ties it back up too for the Mind Bender. Tied at a bird apiece. Mind Bender stealing the box there. We got hole 6, 287 feet, but it kind of goes downhill, and then you got these trees that make you have to throw a low ceiling shot. It's kind of a tricky shot, but I do like this hole because there's so many ways to attack it. Not necessarily with a neutral mid-range, but I'm just gonna send this right down the gut. Hopefully we put her close to the basket. Just gotta keep that nose down. Not like that. I said we gotta keep that nose down. Sends the nose all the way up. I mean, it snuck through there though, it snuck. All right, let's keep the nose down for real this time. It's been a real issue for me lately again. Thought I fixed it. I armed that one. Please come out of that. The hill's gonna take that all down there. Oh, that's gonna be a long putt. I mean, we don't have a horrible look at the basket, but it's a long putt. Ah, it was close. It was close. Valiant effort. The Mind Bender was able to sneak down here. We probably still are outside of the circle. They have markers around here somewhere. I'm not gonna jump putt or anything. Just try to put this in there. This will give it the lead. All about the follow through, Justice. Oh, sit. Sit. Dang, valiant effort. That was a good effort. That was a good effort. Take a par and we'll take a par. Last hole, I'm gonna do the bomber hole, hole 16, 748 feet, par 4. It is downhill, but you got OB all along the left down there, and there's OB down behind the basket. Since both of these discs are tied, I am going for birdie, so I'm just gonna freaking rip these boys all the way down this hill and really gun for it. That honestly wasn't that great a rip. It was all right. This will be good. I've never really tested how far the Hex can fly, so this will be a good one. I feel like that Lizottl is definitely more stable than the Mind Bender, because the Mind Bender flipped up to flat, push a little to the right, and then had a slight finish, whereas it did flip up to flat, push a little bit, but then had a much harder finish. It didn't really turn to the right at all. So, I mean, here you have it. Here's the Hex, and about 4 or 5 paces ahead, the Mind Bender actually went a bit further. I think that's that understability that gave it a little more turn and a little extra time in its flight. Grass is super wet. So we're gonna need an absolute smash if we're gonna have a birdie look. I mean, that's tracking. Push. Ah, it's gonna be quite a bit short. Mind Bender, we're gonna need those extra meters again. It's a little flippier, gotta remember it's a little flippier. So I might have to put it on a smidge of hyzer. Nah, you know what, just to keep things fair, since I threw that Lizottl pretty flat, I'm gonna throw this flat, just so y'all can see the flight. Oh, that was not flat at all. I yanked over on that. Oh, that's so bad. Well, I just completely yanked over on this one. And on top of it, these discs are soaked in the grass. So chance of birdie on this one pretty much out of the question. You got OB all around the basket. Skip. That should be a look. Well, the Lizottl got us in putting range at least. I'm noticing that the Lizottl isn't one really for a hyzer flip, at least for my arm speed. It's more push straight flat, whereas the Mind Bender seems to be more a hyzer flip. The Mind Bender definitely seems to be more understable than the Lizottl, for sure. This will be a long birdie putt, but can we get it? It's all about the follow through. Sit. Okay. Scared me for a second because OB is right behind it. Well, big par putt here for the Bender. Big par putt. Here we go. Put it in there. Yep. All about that follow through, baby. Let me just knock this one out too with that follow through. What it do? And we're gonna frickin' tie. I hate ties. I hate ties. Well, I absolutely hate a tie, and we're not letting it go out like that. So we're gonna do a tiebreaker hole, a playoff hole, hole 9. It's like 190 feet, really short. You got OB all along the right side of the tree line. It's hard to see on camera, but here's the deal. Since it's a short hole, it's a good chance that it's gonna be a tie, and if there's a tie, we're going CTP. So we gotta get these things close. Closer to the pin wins if there's a tie. Mind Bender's up first. Just a nice, easy. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna do a standstill. That needs to sit. Wow, that went super duper 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 long. Make the adjustment. The Hex gets the advantage of being player 2 here. Throw way softer. Yeah, it looks like the Hex is gonna win this playoff. Yep, absolutely juiced the Mind Bender. And the Hex is looking pretty nice for birdie, so it's gonna be a must make. Otherwise, the Hex is gonna get it. No. And it went OB. I mean, the Hex can miss this one if it wants to. That one went OB, it's game over. Plus, it's not really cool to let this come down to putting anyway, since it's a review of the disc, not my putting ability. or whatever, the Hex one. All right, y'all, that is gonna wrap up the video. There you have it. The Hex is the mid-range king for me, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. Are you moving with Simon to MVP and bagging the new Lizottl, or are you staying with Discmania and keeping the Mind Bender? Honestly, they both have a great hand feel. Like I said, I do think the Hex has a slightly better hand feel, but I was pretty blown away by the hand feel of the Mind Bender as well. I haven't thrown it the best. Like, I haven't maybe that's just because it's been so new to my bag. I've literally had it for 2 days. So yeah, I haven't been able to throw it the best, but I think with some time, it's gonna be a great understable mid, especially as it beats in, and it'll complement my Hex very well. But if you guys liked the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you wanna see more, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss on any of my future content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.